Yo, what's up, guys? It's Ben10clem here, back with another video. And it's been a while, and I know I did not keep up with um, previous episodes of this last year, and I apologize. I just didn't do that stuff. College football just didn't seem super fun last year. I mean, it was okay to watch and stuff, but this year I don't have to go through the pain and trouble of making like tiers top 25 lists. I found some great websites. For now, I'm using this one, but I'm probably going to swap to another one that shows similar to what I did with my old ones, which is the arrows up and down and if they dropped or rose, etc., like stuff like that. But we're going to get started off the preseason. I know preseason really doesn't matter much, but we're doing it anyways. And I think this is just, I'm basing it off a little bit of the AP, doing it a little bit off the AP poll, but I feel like this is my rankings and I feel like it's pretty solid. So we're going to get started 1 through 5. Number 1 is Ohio State. I feel like there's no questions that need to be asked there. They're a really solid roster. Jeremiah Smith, Heisman candidate, without question. Julian Sand, possibly even a Heisman candidate. They got a great running back. They have great defense, great O-line. Yeah, can't go wrong with that. Number 2, Oregon. Enough said there. They have a great quarterback, good receiving core, decent defense, decent O-line. And number 3, Miami. The quarterback situation, it's the guys from Duke, if I remember correctly. I feel like he was good at Duke. I feel like he's going to be good at Miami. He's got even a better team surrounding him at Miami. So I'm curious to see how that goes because they have great receiving, really good defense, really good offense, really high-powered offense. I will sneak peek, but you'll see what I have a feeling of. I have a feeling Miami wins the Natty this year. But anyways, number 4, Georgia. I feel like Georgia is a pretty complete team all around. Similar with Notre Dame. I could have put Notre Dame at 4, but I'm going to be real. I fucking hate Notre Dame. The rule they got, they're pretty much guaranteed in the top or into the college football playoffs. And I think that's just bullshit. They normally have cakewalks of schedules. But anyways, we're going to move on. Indiana might be a little low for some of y'all. But you got to keep in mind, quarterback situation. They did lose Fernando Mendoza, previous Heisman winner. A couple other guys. But they do have a lot of returning talent. Similar to Texas. Texas, I think, has a lot of returning talent. I think Indiana will still be easily, they'll be in the playoffs. Texas, on the other hand, I think they'll also be in the playoffs. As much as Arch Manning has not necessarily impressed me to the extent, I still think he's Heisman candidate. I think this is his year to pop off. He is a junior this year, if I'm correct. And they have good receivers all around. I think their team could go very far. So then Ole Miss, I have it 8. Trinidad Chambliss is another Heisman contender for me, in my opinion. Their team did really good last year, even with Lane Kiffin leaving. I still think they're going to be a really good team. Oklahoma, number 9. That might be a little controversial to some of y'all. I think John Mateer is a fucking... Okay, top 20 quarterback in the nation. Possibly top 15. Brent Venables has got to be careful because if he doesn't, I don't think if he doesn't make the playoffs this year, he's going to be really in some deep shit. I love Brent Venables. I loved him at Clemson. I hope he does well. But I see John Mateer having a really good breakout year. He fell off last year. I can't remember if he got injured, but I thought he was one of the best QBs last year, and then I think he fell off. LSU number 10. As much as I hate to say it, they're probably going to beat Clemson week 1. It's college game day as well. It's in Baton Rouge. It's going to be a rough game for Clemson. I'm a Clemson fan, as many of y'all know if you go to my previous videos. But yeah, Lane Kiffin went to LSU. I think LSU is going to be a really good team this year. But will they be able to put that on paper? Because they've always had a really good roster on paper. But can they display that and put it on the field? I don't know. Texas A&M is a lot higher on people's boards. I have them lower. I actually think they're going to flop this year. I don't see them doing as good as they did last year. I just don't see it. Texas Tech, I think they're going to win their division or their conference. I think they're pretty. The only team that I think has a chance against them is BYU or Utah, but I still think they clear Texas Tech. It's a great team. Number 13, Alabama. Alabama's a hit or miss as well. I think they're almost more of a hit or miss than Texas A&M. It's just because Alabama, you can't write Alabama out no matter what. They're always there. They're always sneaky. They could be a 9-3 team sneaking into the playoffs in an at-large bid. Very possible. I'm curious to see their matchups because they had close game against South Carolina, tons of close games, losses, etc. But yeah. USC 14. Not much to be said here. I think they have a good roster, but I don't know. I have them a little high. I'll be honest. And I don't know as much. It's just a gut feeling. I feel like they'll probably end up right where I have them at the end of the year. BYU, they could win their division. They could outbeat Texas Tech, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I think they'll have a really good record. SMU, I think, is going to either. It's going to be SMU or Louisville, in my opinion, are going to come second in the ACC. SMU with Kevin Jennings, I think that's his name. They have really good receiving, good running back. I think if he's developed even more, you better watch out. He could come into that Heisman talk. It's just, it is what it is. And then Penn State, a lot of people are like, why the hell is Penn State here? They shouldn't even be ranked. They went 7-6. I don't care what their record was last year. On paper, their team is stacked. They have a really good roster. Just overall, their defense is good. Their offense is good. I mean, there's nothing great you can say about them other than they're overall a good team. Nothing really stands out much other than I feel like they're a top 25 team, even though their performance last year was not great. You got to keep in mind they don't have James Franklin anymore, but I feel like that could be an upside for them. Michigan at 18, I feel like Michigan's similar state to Penn State, but just a better team. But I don't think they're going to perform as good as Penn State this year. I feel like they'll end around a 9-3, but we'll see. Tennessee, similar case. I think they'll go 9-3, possibly 8-4, depending if they lose a bad game, which they could. Tennessee needs to get their act together. I feel like they could get back in the playoffs. I could see them back in the playoffs, but I can also see them flopping and going 8-4. That's why I have them at 19. Utah, another team I think is a sleeper team. They could do very well. They could even take a spot from Texas Tech. I'd like to see. Iowa, their defense is great. Their offense has gotten better a small, tiny bit each year. I'd like to see how they come across and come through. And we'll see if they do anything in the Big 10, hopefully, maybe making some madness up in there. Houston, I just have a feeling Houston will be decent this year. I think they'll cause some havoc in the Big 12. I actually do think they will, and I think it's going to be interesting. South Carolina, they don't have an easy schedule. I think they deserve to be ranked. Will they stay ranked? Probably not. They'll probably come in and out of the top 25. I think Lenore Sellers is going to have a good year, but if I'm going to be real, Lenore Sellers should have transferred out, went to a better school or a little smaller school. I think a lot of schools would have taken him in the transfer portal. Like, if you just get him behind a better O-line and a better receiving core, dude's top 3 in the Heisman chances, I think. Louisville, I think they're going to be a little sleeper team this year. I think Louisville's going to be back on the come up. So keep a lookout for them. And Arizona, I think they're also going to be another sleeper team. They were a little bit of a sleeper team last year. They did make a couple upsets. So I'd be curious to see what they do in that situation. All right, but that's my preseason top 25. Obviously, this is subject to change after week 1. So you'll see week 1 what I have to show. Anyways, let's go and get started, and I'm going to show you guys what I have, because I'm going to be able to do this from now on, is this. This is the Ben10clem Player of the Year award. This is the preseason rankings I have so far. I have Arch Manning at 1, Trinidad Chambliss 2, Dante Moore at 3, Jeremiah Smith at 4, John Mateer at 5, Lenore Sellers at 6. I genuinely think all these guys have a chance. I was tempted to put Kevin Jennings in here. I really think he has a decent chance. Possibly CJ Carr, I think, also has another chance. But if I had to give it to someone this year, it's probably going to be... I really do think John Mateer is a really good QB, but it's probably going to be Jeremiah, Arch Manning, or Trinidad. I feel like that's probably going to be your chances. I don't think Gunnar Stockton's going to be in this talk. He's a good QB, but he's not like Heisman-worthy QB. I feel like Lenore's could carry South Carolina to a good victory, but yeah. Other than that, that's what we have for now. I will say, as a Clemson fan, first time since I think 2011, since Clemson's not been in the top 25 at the start. I mean, Clemson has a lot to prove. Do I think they'll do great this year? Nah. I think they'll go 8-4. Sadly. But yeah, I don't think Clemson's going to get much better. Their QB room's not great. I do love their wide receiver room they have. A guy named Sellers as well. Sellers are 3rd or something. I went to a spring game, watched him. He looked electric. I liked his speed. His movement was really good. I think our running back group's good. We got 2 or 3 really good running backs. We took SMU's fastest running back, which was great. He's not going to start. I think he'll be really good for like speed option plays or little out route plays. Possibly like just halfback dive or runs to the outside, I feel like would be best. And then we have Gideon Davis, which is more of a bruiser type. I mean, he's got some good speed. I like him. I think Gideon Davis is going to do some pretty good stuff for him. But other than that, that's going to be it for now. You'll see me, 2 weeks from now, after the first week, and you'll see the rankings. We'll see if we can get anything done, but let me know what y'all think with the rankings down below. This is what we got so far. Anyways, I will see you guys week 1 of college football. Peace.